Welcome back to the Yonko Podcast. Here on the Yonko Adventures, I'm Burke.
I'm Kat.
I'm Brock.
And we're going to be doing our predictions for One Piece Chapter 1091 coming out in 2 weeks' time. I'm still salty at you, Alex. You lied to me, you jerk. Anyway, before that...
Isn't it funny? It was like he just mistyped or he just forgot the question. He's like, no.
You do get busy at work, I'll give you that. So... Anyway, before all that, if you like this content, you want to see more, you want to see all the other things that we get up to on our Yonko adventures, please like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we're uploading and or streaming, all of the above. Plenty of good stuff to come from that. But yeah, with that out of the way, Kat, would you like to start us off on the predictions?
Impressive.
Yep. I'm being like Alex, since he's not here. I have his energy. He has blessed me with his Alexisms.
Why'd you rub your... Alex energy is transferred through the nipples. The regrets keep piling up for this woman.
Yes. Okay.
Are you ready to do someone else's story?
No, I don't know. That's like my cop-out go-to answer. I have no freaking idea. That is not the tab.
Get off your Stardew wiki.
It's because I had it open and it automatically opens it. Okay.
Like
Let's see. Yeah, it's a cop-out go-to answer, but I literally don't know where this could go. Which, like, are we gonna stay here? Are we gonna bounce back to whatever else is going on elsewhere? Are we gonna check in with kids? Is he actually dead? Where's Law?
There's a lot of people who legit
Where's
think...
Gar?
There's legitimately a lot of people thinking that, like, Oda's just, like, killing characters now to ease things up. I'm like, no.
No, Oda
That's not
do
what
that.
Oda would do.
That's not what Oda does. He brings people back over and over and over and over again.
Oda's not gonna become George Martin, and he's not gonna pull a J.K. Rowling, where in the last, like, 2 books, she started, like, killing everyone.
Yes.
He's actually... Unlike Martin, Oda has the resolve to finish this.
I mean, that too. Well, then he's not old as fuck.
Then maybe a good way to go about it is, you know, judging from what you know of Oda's style, what do you think is most likely to happen?
I don't know, because his style is keep you on your toes. Never be predictable.
Because even we...
Yeah,
that's not a good question to ask her, because even you and I have issues with that.
So I'm going to continue with what I said I was going to do. I'm not saying what I think is going to happen next chapter. It's just what's going to happen next with this storyline.
That's fair.
Whenever we see that again. While I know it's unlikely, there is a decent part of me that really, really wants Kizaru to switch sides. If not fully, like a full switch, I really do see the potential for Kizaru to somehow assist the Straw Hats. Whether it's by just telling, like I said in the last video, that he told Saturn, oh, if I skip over Sentomaru, he's gonna attack, so I have to go to him directly, even though doing that still led to Sentomaru attacking, or having the Pacifistas attack. I don't know if it was he said that to throw everyone off, or I don't know. But a big part of me really wants that to be the reasoning. That Kizaru knew either way Sentomaru was going to attack as soon as a move was made. It's just, he wanted, because for his sense of justice, it's a slap in the face to just kind of skip over Sentomaru since he had the resolve to protect Vegapunk. So I'm gonna go give him, at least tie up his story a little bit. Give him that happy ending closure. But yeah, I think somehow Kizaru's going to assist the Straw Hats. Whether directly or not, that's a thing. If he does end up going head-to-head with Luffy, I think Luffy is going to have that kind of mental block initially of, oh shit, you're the guy that made me lose everything, and that knee-jerk reaction of fear is gonna kick in because, again, the last time Luffy really interacted with Kizaru truly was right before he lost everyone. And honestly, that was Kuma's doing, in a way.
Sure,
but
ultimately,
Kizaru was really the start of it,
Yes.
and he didn't realize that Kuma and Kizaru weren't working together.
Yeah.
So I think that knee-jerk...
I don't think they were working together.
They weren't, but Luffy didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That...
It sounded like you said that they
Oh.
were working together, I think is what...
Luffy thought they were, but they weren't. Like, he
Yes,
didn't realize
okay.
they weren't working together.
Yeah,
Sorry, my
gotcha.
enunciation is terrible.
No, girl, you good.
So Luffy didn't realize that at the time that they were not working together,
Yes.
but I think he thought they were, and so Kuma's booping off all his friends, and he's mainly working
Fucking
with...
booping all my friends, bro!
Booping my
Kizaru.
friends.
So, yeah, knee-jerk reaction of fear, and then he's going to... I could see it going, he either is like, no, I trained so that I could beat him, and he's going to go up against Kizaru for that reason, or it's going to be a, like, he's going to have the thought process of I trained for this, or it's just I don't want that to happen again, so I have to win.
Yeah.
Not even thinking about, I prepared for this. I'm really also hoping that Lucci is feeding them misinformation. I do agree that all the other CP agents are going to somehow assist the Straw Hats in some way, so that if Lucci really is a dick and feeding true information, that what you said, Bert, that the other CP0s, just the numbers of them corroborating different information than what Lucci's saying, is going to at least give them reason to pause and be like, and rethink what they're doing, and that might be just enough for the Straw Hats to get away. If they take York with them, I don't know what they're gonna do with her, because I don't think she's gonna stop fighting. Unless,
I don't think she's a fighter.
I mean, like, fighting for... She won't just eventually just give in and be like, all right, I guess this is my fate. Like, she's going to be like, no, I want to become a celestial dragon, let me go, or whatever. Unless she and the Stella Vegapunk have the heart-to-heart, and it comes out that she was feeling neglected, and that's why she betrayed everyone.
Which that would be so fitting.
That would be, though, so I could see that happening, actually. Yeah. The Seraphim, like...
Do you think they're taking the Seraphim with them?
Part of me thinks yes. Just because they'd be good assets to have, and if they're gonna go all out, like, if they're gonna really make everyone their enemy, might as well take their assets.
Well, Vegapunk, besides the Orso,
But-
he's the top voice on him too.
Yeah, except they're at the base, whereas everyone else is way up high, so I don't know if they would be able to get them somehow.
They're in the basement, not... They're not down on the...
Labo phase basement.
Yeah. So, like, they're on the floating cloud.
Oh,
You can
okay.
still take them.
But they'd still have to get them up to where everyone else is, because
Yeah, but
everyone
they
else is
clearly
way up
got
here.
them down to the basement, so... I don't see why... And Vegapunk was in the basement when we
That is true.
cut away, so...
That is true, and everything's been all locked down. So yeah, very possible then.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Um,
not to correct you on your own predictions.
I would like the Seraphim to go with the Straw Hats. They would be a good asset to have.
They definitely can't be in the government's
No,
hands,
they
in
need
my
them.
opinion.
To
No.
not.
Also, I just feel bad for them as kids.
Well,
Yeah,
Like, they're still just kids.
they
I mean,
are. Even if they were...
and they're-
Come on, Nami, have a heart. They're kids.
I mean,
Yeah,
if anyone's
yeah.
gonna take him,
Yeah, it is going to be Nami.
Yeah.
I will give her that.
She's got that motherly side to her.
She does. Like, that is what has turned me towards liking Nami is her soft spot for kids.
I know this is a little off tangent, but real quick, I loved when she handed the kids over and has her bunked into Tashigi. He's like, I've got a soft spot for Marine mothers.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've kind of touched on.
Do you?
So, who's feeding info to Morgan? Since
he's just got a black snail, which we've established are meant for like listening in on
other
transmissions.
He's probably got the shit all over the place.
Yeah.
So how close is he to them then?
Potentially pretty close.
Do you think that means we might be seeing Vivi soon?
Yeah.
I hope so.
That'd be super cool.
I hope so.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I'll get there in my predictions. Yeah.
Okay, what do you think we're gonna get any kind of show of power from Saint Garcia? Sorry, just to give you some like stuff to think about.
I'm not sure. I'm still kind of the mindset that the elders aren't actually that strong. That it's all just...
Why are we even married?
I don't know. Like, I think it's their reputation. I think it's their reputation that they actually aren't that strong.
This guy doesn't get to just spit straight bars about how human life doesn't matter and not be fucking strong.
Spit straight bars.
I think he
That's a compliment,
can
dude.
if he can keep his hands clean.
I'm saying clearly he has the reputation and the power to back it up that he can say that in front of Marines.
To be fair.
But again, the reputation and the power doesn't mean he actually has the physical strength ability.
I say the power is.
To be fair, I'm on your side that I think they're super powerful. Yeah. But to be fair, all we've seen of their power is that it stabbed a dying old man, and then Sabo wasn't aware what the fuck was going on when they stabbed him.
Sure.
So,
and he technically got stabbed by Ian.
Exactly. So we don't have any proof that they're super powerful, but I agree that I think they are super powerful just because of where they are.
I just can't believe you would side with Alex on that.
I mean, he sided with the turncoat thing.
That's not specifically the one where me and Alex actually get at it, where I'm like, bro, the Gorosei are strong. I don't care what anybody says.
Fair enough. Continue.
I was going to say the power station is going to be the last big thing of what could happen there. Remind me, is the power station actually a location, or is it just
it's somewhere
machine?
On Egghead
somewhere, but we don't know exactly what it is.
It's like a fusion reactor based on what the translation note said from last chapter. I think. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like it's tied to a physical location.
Then I think that Vegapunk's gonna somehow manage to blow it up. If there's a way that it doesn't matter if Punk Records is destroyed, if he does have a backup.
And I am become Death, the destroyer of Egghead.
And actually what would be a good follow-up to that too was he destroyed it. It wasn't enough to get rid of remnants, but gives them some time while they're fixing it. And there's a time limit there. Ooh. The stakes. They're raised.
Yeah. That I don't... If they can't take the power station with them, I think Vegapunk's... Actually, I don't think they're going to take it with them because that's just even more of a target on their back.
Frankie's just like, if I can't take it with me, I'll just become the power station.
Well, he doesn't really need to because he has Vegapunk who knows how it works and how it was created. So,
Exactly.
I think they disable the power station, if not blow it up and destroy it before leaving.
That's fair. That is fair. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Brock.
All right.
That was a lot of words for me.
Good job.
Good. I'm glad.
I feel like I rambled.
We'd like to hear your opinion.
We ramble plenty.
Yeah. I'll already say when I go off on tangents and stuff. So, all right. So, lots of stuff here, but
Yes.
General format. I think we're in the midst of making our retreat. I think we're not going to go straight back to Kizaru and Sentomaru.
Okay.
I do think that the flashbacks to what happened leading up to that might happen in like a popcorn fashion, where it goes back and then goes back to the thing and then goes back. Maybe like a
kind of like what we got kind of in this chapter.
Yeah,
where,
yeah,
like, we see that Luffy
kind of a Tarantino
ran into
fashion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Maybe not exactly that, but kind of like that. You know what I mean. Words. Anyways.
Luffy's over here like, what do you call a Royale with cheese?
In my stomach,
I
motherfucker.
literally was about to say the same thing.
English, Japanese, motherfucker. Do you speak it?
Gomu, motherfucker.
I would like to think that the Seraphim go with them, just because, you know, Luffy. I feel like half of these people are people that he owes something to. Like, they resemble people he owes something to. Like, he knows now that he owes Kuma. Like, he clearly knows that now.
Yep.
And he owes Hancock. He likes Hancock as a person, you know? Like, he likes Jinbei, of course. He likes Jinbei. He's not going to abandon these people.
No, Luffy doesn't like Jinbei.
I have one more to add.
Yeah, go ahead. What's up? No, you go ahead and do it.
You're reminding you saying Kuma. I also predict that we learn later that Bonnie learned what she needed to know about her father, and we will see what she learned about that. Like, I know we didn't even talk about that at all, but that she's good, she doesn't hate Vegapunk. Maybe she learns that the Vegapunk doesn't know how to fix Kuma, but maybe in watching the memories of everything, she figured out a way.
Do you think, this is a question for you, do you think that that Bonnie will be here for a esque amount of time? Do you think she's going to leave right after the arc? What do you think, because we don't see her crew right now. We don't know where her crew is. We don't know if they're a crew anymore.
I think she's going to stick around for a little while.
Yeah?
I really hope that it comes out that she and Luffy are siblings.
Like, I mean, hey.
They somehow have the same mom.
What if she takes,
so what if half siblings, right?
Half siblings,
So
yeah.
it would make sense with the...
Because Kuma's her dad.
Yeah.
They'd be half siblings. They'd have to have the same mom.
I mean, sure.
What if what if they grabbed the Seraphim and she takes it upon herself to take care of Esper?
That would be so sweet. I love that.
As a memory to her father.
Yeah. Because also that would be a great way that I know.
Well, Kuma's technically considered dead.
But
we don't know.
Revolutionary saved him, but then he ran away, and I feel like the Revolutionaries are going to go back and try and reclaim Kuma. And I mean, Luffy has to meet his dad at some point, and if they have Bonnie's dad,
I think it would be really cool.
That was tangent.
Ooh! Oh my god! So wouldn't it be super cool if they get all these people on their ship and it brings them to so many important plot points because of all these fucking Seraphim and Vegapunk and Bonnie? And we've never had this much action on the ship before.
And eventually they're gonna join and get Vivi because she probably doesn't know what the fuck's going on with her dad either. And because Sabo is the revolution, yes. Everyone's gonna the Revolutionaries and the Straw Hat Fleet are gonna meet, and a whole bunch of plot points are gonna be resolved.
So much, there's so much that could potentially happen with the Seraphim.
If they all meet at Elbaf.
Elbaf is the key. I mean, Elbaf is,
and then we have an Attack on Titan style rumbling of the giants of Elbaf behind the Straw Hat Fleet.
Sorry, just as a homage, starts playing a Straw Hat version of the rumbling opening of Attack on Titan. Heavy metal Straw Hat singing. Anyway, did you have anything else?
No, I just realized we didn't talk about Bonnie at all.
Yeah, cool. So, what was the first thing I said?
I don't fucking know. No. We got off on a really bad tangent there.
It wasn't a tangent. It was about this stuff, but it was way in the future. Anyways. Alright. So, going back into it. I think we're gonna be in the midst. Oh yeah, so I think we're gonna be doing popcorn-esque
Yes.
flashbacks of the stuff that happened, since we did the flashbacks, but the other stuff with everything that happened.
It's gonna trickle truth, the backstory.
Yes, trickle truth. It's like the truth version of power creep. So I think we're gonna have the trickle truth. I like that. We should coin that
Trickle
term.
down
No,
truthonomics.
it's a
As an actual thing.
for abusive relationships, yes, but
Damn! Whoa! So I didn't know this.
Yeah, no, trickle truthing is where like
I'm not in the big abusive relationships.
Yeah, it's like they say, "Oh, I went out with friends," and then later it's, "Oh, well, it's that friend that you didn't like," and then like little
they
bits
add
here
more
and
more
there.
to the truth onto
and
it.
as it goes on, the real truth comes out.
That makes so much sense. I get you. All right, yeah, all right.
But it's kind of going to be that for like getting caught up on what just
non-abusive
happened.
reasons.
Yes.
For the reasons of story, I think there'll be the trickle truth popcorn flashback. Anyways, I think we're gonna start packing up. I do think that the Seraphim and the Vegapunks will go with them. Right now, I'm choosing to believe that all of the punks are actually alive, until stated by someone more trustworthy. I would prefer, this is one thing I cannot say for certain, I would prefer if Lucci was feeding false information, but I'm not going to put it past him to be true, like this, because he's
Old
real.
habits die hard with that guy.
He's real about himself. He's real about what he wants, and like, I would not, because we saw how he was when with the Tenryubitos, like they're the gods of the world. You don't fight against the gods, So it would make sense that he wouldn't have that sense of freedom that Luffy has. What's up?
I had another thought.
That's okay. There's a lot.
You brought up that Bonnie gets to take, if they bring the Seraphim, Bonnie takes care of Esper.
Yeah.
What if that connection to the real Kuma is that little Esper does have that knowledge or that emotional attachment to Bonnie and caring for her?
That'd make a lot of
that
sense.
he, even though it isn't programmed, he just automatically starts protecting her.
Ooh, and then jumping on that, what if, like, with what I was saying about Mihawk, what if something about young Mihawk will connect to Zoro?
Yeah.
Just as a thing.
That there's some sort of emotional connection that gets... Emotions are strong. They can...
I mean, obviously with Hancock, like, the best thing that could have happened there, in my opinion, happened. Yeah. But anyways, so there's that. I think they're going to take the Seraphim with them because, I don't think Nami would want to leave kids. I don't think Luffy would want to leave these people who resemble... And also, I think since S-Snake actually helped them, he sees her as a friend. It does not take a lot for Luffy to see you as a friend. No. If you feed him or help him out of a tight spot...
Literally, that is...
Like, literally, Bon Clay. They have
Bon Clay, they have a whole bunch, but there
but like the first time they met, not even the first time they met, like when he first saved them, when he first saw him back at Impel Down, it was like meeting his best friend again.
Yeah.
If he gets attached to you, it does not take much and it does not take long.
Rebecca. First interaction was she bought him food, and he's like, "You're the best person ever."
And like she tried to attack, but he's like, "You're not bad because you gave me food."
Yeah.
So it does not take much for Luffy to like you.
And because they are, the rest of the Seraphim look and are similar to S-Snake, like, he's gonna be like, yeah, you guys are cool too, even though you tried to attack me. Like, she saved us, so you guys are fine.
Yeah, exactly. I can totally see that. And also, like I said, the Straw Hats aren't the type to leave kids behind. Like, true. They don't do that. Like,
I think Nami, because whatever her... I think that's also a past trauma of she was a little kid that needed saving. Yeah. So she's gonna save all the little kids, and same with Robin. I think they both have similar.
Well, and also Nami has an affectation for blended families.
Yes.
And so I think she sees that in kids who are lost, who don't have someone to look after them.
Orphans.
Exactly. But yeah, so I think they'll take the Seraphim with them. I'm not gonna. I don't think the other two punks are dead. I do think it's very possible because they took some heavy damage. But right now, I'm gonna assume that they're alive until proven otherwise, as usual. Let's see. I'm of two minds on the Kizaru thing. So first mind is I don't think he's a turncoat. I think he's in too deep to be a turncoat. And also I just personally would prefer him as an adversary. I think there'd be a lot of nice back and forth there, a lot of nice revisiting of what happened in the past. That being said, I'll never deny the possibility of him being a turncoat. But if he is a turncoat, I think that is only because Vegapunk and Sentomaru are involved. I think if it was just the Straw Hats, he would show no mercy. So I don't think this has anything to do with him helping the Straw Hats because it's the Straw Hats. He's helping them because they're protecting the man who raised him. Is my thought process if he does help them. But yeah, right now I'm leaning more towards he'll still end up clashing with the Straw Hats, even if he wants to help Sentomaru and Vegapunk. Obviously, it's really hard to read how that'll turn out because we don't know Kizaru enough yet. We're seeing more than we've ever seen before. Hopefully, we'll get a good chunk of who he actually is by the end of this, regardless, because then we can finally say, oh, we know all the admirals. Okay, so that's Kizaru. I think, in regards to Kizaru, I think with SANJI Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
So in the thought that maybe Vegapunk does, or not Vegapunk, sorry, in fact Kizaru does betray or Kizaru's away for it. I think we'll get a show of his power against the Pacifista, potentially. Because why not? Let's show a little something. We already saw a little bit of their forms over at Pangaea Castle. He's finally stepped out of the nest. Why not show a bit of what he can do? I would not mind that. It doesn't have to be against the Straw Hat. It could be against the Pacifista and be like, oh, that'll be interesting when he goes up against someone, I think, but it might not happen. It's probably not going to happen next chapter if it does happen. There's still so much ground to cover. Let's see. But yeah, no, the way this is going makes it less and less seem like, regardless of which way it goes, that'll be a full-on fight against Kizaru. I would still like a clash to show how much our heroes have grown since Sabati. Mm-hmm. I would like him to knock him back, even. I think that'd be super cool. And then, really, it's nice to see Bonnie at peace now. She's happy. Mm-hmm. She's not like flustered and shit. She's in on it now. I would like to see her accompany them for a while longer. I want her to be among the ranks of like Bellamy and Law, where like if they were to choose, it would be Straw Hat's side. Then it won't necessarily be under him, though.
They're allies.
Yes, they're allies. When it comes down to it, I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see S-Snake stay on the ship, or go home with her older self. I think being raised as a Kujo would be awesome.
Yeah.
I could totally see them fangirling about Luffy together. That'd be adorable as fuck.
Yeah.
She would probably call her Luffy and her's daughter. I think that would be hilarious.
Oh, she would.
Just for the sake that she's raising her and Luffy saved her. I could totally see her making that stretch.
And Luffy said that he loved S-Snake.
Yeah. No, I could totally see her staying on the ship or going with Boa whenever they meet her again, because they gotta meet her again.
Yeah.
It's required. It's required, Oda. Oh, man. And then... Shit, what else is there? It's a lot of people, a lot of stuff happening. Cover SANJI Garcia. I'm interested in seeing how the resolve of the Vice Admirals fare. Because he was obviously really struggling with what Sanjay said. But also, he's been taught his entire life to obey the world government. And we could tell with Garp, it's a big shadow to fall under because, you know. So there's a lot of uncertainty here. But also leads to the potential for that schism we were already talking about for the Marines. Where you have the Kobe side, essentially, and you'll have the Sakazuki side. Or whoever would lead that. Maybe the Imu side, whatever. And I'm here for it. I'm here for sides to start being chosen. And I guess another reason why I don't really want Kizaru to be a turncoat here is that just feels too easy. Because you get the literal strongest on that side, maybe barring Sanjay Garcia, on their side, and they're basically assured to get out of there. And that just lowers the stakes too much for me, and I don't know. But, regardless, Oda will draw it well, I'm sure. He'll tell the story wonderfully. I'm sure I'll be fine, regardless of what happens. Yeah, I think that's all I got. I think that's everything. I don't think I have anything else I need to touch on. Bark!
Oda loves to let the smart people in his narratives make plans. Because everything sounds like it's such a good plan right now. We're gonna disable the shield. We're gonna use Vega Force 1 to fly the Sunny out. It's gonna fail because, obviously Vega Force 1's gonna fail because it's only workable in this climate.
Yeah.
And then we'll use the Kudo Burst to get further.
Mm-hmm.
Great plan. Sounds awesome. But what's the egghead incident? What's the thing that is going to be shocking the world the next day after this? It's going to be something to do with how that plan is not what occurs at all.
Yeah. I don't think this...
Wait, was that an actual guaranteed egghead incident actually has happened?
Yeah, the narrator said, what happens tomorrow.
It will happen. But also...
Unless that is the egghead incident.
But
I don't think that's shocking enough.
But also, I don't think you're in the minority. I don't think either of us assured that the plan would work. We just thought what would happen in the midst of it all.
Sure.
I definitely think the plan is not going to go to plan.
Okay.
The egghead incident is that the plan does work. Sentomaru's forces take out the military.
Well, I do agree. I think that's too straightforward.
Saturn gets killed because he's not actually that strong.
I don't believe that for a second.
It's not a guaranteed that it's a... Or I don't think it's been a confirmed...
What?
That's a pretty big thing. The Emperor steals, kidnaps Vegapunk.
Sure.
And destroys Egghead.
Well, I was going to say, we weren't really discussing it being, destroying Egghead, and that doesn't seem to be a part of the plan that they are discussing. In the process of doing it... that seems like I misread what you were thinking, so I'm sorry.
Oh.
What I'm trying to say is that plan goes to shit. Luffy will end up fighting Kizaru. Or Sanjay, Garcia, Saturn, and Zoro and Sanji will fight Kizaru. And everybody else, like I said. And I said this in the last predictions, I believe, Brock. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think everybody has a Vice Admiral that they go up against, including Bonnie. With this chapter, it's actually the first time I'm actually shaken on my thoughts about Blackbeard's crew having infiltrated Egghead. I feel like, if anything, they might just still be spectating.
Might they come at the end?
Yeah. Maybe not necessarily in the same style as Marineford, but still to do something.
Yeah. They want the butterfly.
This is the only time I've doubted myself on whether or not they are actually present on the island yet.
What if they take York?
That would be a big bargaining chip for what Blackbeard wants, if he specifically wants to be allowed into the world government as a country.
Maybe he wants some other flame power for himself.
It's also a possibility. So yeah, no, I think we start seeing the seeds of like this plan automatically starting to go awry. I think Luffy will be afraid at first.
Yeah.
That look on his face at the end was definitely one of trauma. I agree with Kat and you on that, where he remembers this person. He remembers,
or at least that
he
energy.
remembers the energy. He remembers the feeling. But I think he'll overcome it, and I think he will stand and he will fight against that. And I still think that ultimately, before the Straw Hats leave Egghead, there is a decided victor here, and I do think it's the Straw Hats.
Yes.
I think that ultimately the Navy is reeling from this expedition, incursion.
They lost way more than they gained.
Yeah. I won't even call it a Pyrrhic victory for them, where, like, they still technically win, but it's at, like, such detrimental cost to them. No, I think it's a rout. I think it's an absolute rout.
You think it'll be their first, the first full-on loss of the Navy since Enies Lobby.
Yes.
And Impel Down.
Yes. Absolutely. I lean towards Luffy fighting Garcia Saturn just because I do think he's stronger than Kizaru, personally.
That's fine.
I would love Zoro and Sanji to have some teamwork to fight Kizaru, and then I'd love to just see where the chips fall on the rest of the Vice Admirals and the other Straw Hats plus Bonnie. I think you guys make some good points, specifically with the Seraphim's connections to characters. I think S-Snake, in a sign of devotion to Luffy, helps out. I think S-Bear feels a connection to Bonnie. I feel like S-Hawk has camaraderie with Zoro. And something about...
Because I have a couple different things I'm trying to remember.
I'll speak on that later.
That wasn't actually meant for you.
Oh, okay. Got it.
That was for you.
For you. Got it.
I'm just making eye contact.
Cool.
S-Shark?
S-Shark sees an honor to them, I guess. It's in the same way that, like, Jinbei found his feelings for Whitebeard.
Well, and also Luffy and Jinbei from the beginning have always had kind of an affinity. So I can see it being kind of a natural connection between the two as well.
Yeah.
But also, Jinbei himself is there.
I want it to be each of them has a unique connection with someone.
Yeah.
Which for S-Snake, it would obviously be Luffy. For S-Bear, Bonnie. For S-Hawk, Zoro. I would like Jinbei to have something else that
Besides himself.
Besides Luffy and besides himself. Yes.
I was gonna say
It could be.
it could be just himself.
Well, also,
Jinbei.
the thing about Jinbei or S-Shark is that he definitely seems to be the calmest of them.
For sure.
And it doesn't seem like it would take a lot to, like, come to an understanding with him in particular. So it wouldn't surprise me, like, with Jinbei himself, he's kind of an exception among the Seraphim. But continue!
So I think I would love to see them, just through the sheer fact of their humanity, inherent humanity, they are able to overcome the orders that are technically in them. Because the main reason we still have them bubbled right now is I think that ever since York issued the order, I don't even think Vegapunk Prime can undo that. So they just have them bubbled for now.
And also, yeah, it'd be cool to see them kind of infected by Luffy's freedom.
But if we can overcome their inherent programming with joy and freedom. Sure.
I mean, the other thing would be, I think it's going to be a combination between Vegapunk's knowledge, since he helped create them, and Luffy being Luffy.
I'd love it to be. I'd love it to be more like 80-20 on that, where it's mostly Luffy and the people around him who influence that. Don't get me wrong, Vegapunk can help.
I think Vegapunk will end up being influenced by Luffy himself in the end too.
Oh yeah,
of course. But yeah, I think Kizaru is not a turncoat on that. I do think he intends to do this. His logic on the attack on Sentomaru still confuses me.
Do you think that he at least has that close connection with Sentomaru?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you think he's actually honoring him by facing him?
Yes, I think so. Because ultimately, if he wasn't facing Sentomaru would also be at the ships, I think, doing even more damage on top of the pacifistas. So, if anything, he's at least keeping one pawn, or even like a bishop, if we're talking chess turns.
Yeah.
And maybe I didn't even think to say this earlier, when we were talking about what happens to the pacifistas if Sentomaru gets taken out, that I would say they probably keep the last orders they were given until they're completed, and then it's like, who does it default to? I mean, someone else might be able to. I don't know if the pacifistas are similar to the Seraphim in that once an order is given, you can't override it unless it's the person who originally gave that order. So if Sentomaru gets taken out, he can't give any new orders, but they still complete the orders that they were previously given.
That'd be interesting. I think if
Because it's not like a devil fruit power.
No, for sure. I think with the pacifistas, they probably have the same chain of command as the Seraphim. So
Maybe.
if St. J. Garcia comes out,
I would be surprised to see if they didn't have a failsafe against the pacifistas.
Maybe.
they probably have ways to overcome them. But hopefully for right now, we are on the defensive, offensively defensive.
That's offensive. I'm very defensive.
But ultimately, I don't think it's going to be as easy. Like, even if it's just a scuffle, like, that's where I think I was misreading you guys, was you were talking about there still being some sort of scuffle here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a full-on fight, and I don't think we go to Elbaf until that fight is decided. Mm-hmm. And it's decided.
Yeah.
Like, there is a victor here.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the Straw Hats. Through just being themselves and being a family together, overcoming seemingly impossible odds.
Yeah.
I want to see them stand as a Yonko crew.
Their first true Yonko.
I want them to be in the same vein, and not necessarily this powerful yet, but I want them to be in the same vein of the Straw Hat crew brings the same fear into the Navy that red-haired Shanks brought.
Or at least Kaido. At this point.
Sure. But I'm saying, like, I want Straw Hat Luffy's name to have some fucking respect on it from the Navy now.
Yeah.
Where he can maybe almost show up and, if he wanted to, end the fight if he needed to. Luffy's not that guy.
Yeah.
But I want it to be that kind of feeling.
Well, you want weight to his name.
I want weight to his name, and
This is
I
a
want
good way
this,
to get it.
and I want this to be the incident that does it.
And a lot of people.
I don't want the Kaido beating to be a fluke here. I want it to be he won, and he rose to the occasion.
Yes.
So, and I want this to show that. I'm so much more serious on this prediction than I was last one. I was so memey last prediction, but this time I'm like, nah. I want this to go this way.
Yeah.
So, that's my thoughts.
Anything else?
No, unless you guys have anything else you want to add before we close out.
I had a question for you, and I don't remember what it was.
Was it specifically about Blackbeard's ship outside of Wano and what happened to it, like your note says there on your computer?
No.
Okay.
No. Those... Oh, that's more of a... Did we ever find out what happened to all those ships that were outside of Wano that Zunisha was going up against?
They just left.
They left after Shanks scared Green Boy.
Did they actually leave, or were they on their way to Egghead to begin with?
Nah, as far as I'm aware.
I think because they were originally there to invade Wano once the victor was decided and the other one was tired.
Yeah.
But Shanks being there completely changed their plans.
So. Yep. Okay. Anything else?
I had a hypothetical and it's driving me crazy. I can't remember.
Well,
what it was.
She'll have to remember it for next time whenever we're together. So thank you all for watching. Thanks for sticking with us. Predictions are getting longer and longer when we get a lot of information in chapters. So thanks for sticking around for that. And what do you think is going to happen? Comment below. But until then, we'll see ya in chapter 1091 in about 2 weeks' time. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Foxy for the win!